Sometimes I feel like I have my life together and then I'm like, wow, that was a great 15.5 seconds. Before I start this video, I've just realised that I say this in every single video I have, but I'm not a professional YouTuber, so don't judge me. 3 weeks ago? Was it 3 weeks ago? I don't know, I can't math. But I ordered some nail polish off a website. One of my favourite YouTubers, apart from Dan and Phil, is Christine from the channel Simply Nailogical. She is like the queen of dry humour and nail polish. Go subscribe to her, she is the best. So I follow her on Snapchat, and she's like the queen of holo, and I don't have any holo nail polish, so I was like, hey, why not get some from the website that she suggested? So I did. If I am smart enough and I'm good at editing, I'll leave the link down below, and I'll leave the link to her channel below too, so you can go subscribe to her, because even though she is a nail artist, she is like honestly so funny. I got the nail polish in the mail and it's holo packaging. I already opened it, but the colours I got are called, I got a holo top coat and frost, which is like a chrome purple. But anyway, I got this color here. I don't know if it looks good in my phone camera, but do I care? No. Ooh. And then I got this holo top coat, which is flakes. Oh. And so anyway, I was so excited because I didn't even think that they would come to my address because New Zealand is so boring. But I tweeted her this and she liked my tweet. I nearly died. A famous YouTuber liked my tweet. I literally like screamed, who's the holo queen now? Still Christine. Okay, so a couple of videos ago, was it a couple of videos ago? I don't know, I don't remember because I have a memory of a goldfish. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yes, so I made a video of me going through my old certificate books of all the things that I did when I was little and all the stories that I wrote. And at the end of the video, I told you guys that some of the stories that I wanted to find were not in those books and that I'd try to find them. And I said comment below if you want to see me actually read those stories. And you did. Well, 2 people did because I have like no subscribers. I found them because for you guys, I wanted to impress you, and so I searched the whole house and I came across a big huge suitcase and I found the books. But this one was the one that I really wanted to find because this was when I was in year 6 and turning into a tween. So I bet you there will be so many gaggable, cringy stories in this book, and I am so excited. I have a bin here in case I throw up, and I probably won't read the whole things because I will either be dead or just can't watch it. Like, you know when you're watching a video and like you love it so much, but every time you watch it, you just like have to pause it every 10 seconds because you just can't deal with all the emotion you're feeling right now. That is literally going to be me in this video. And you too, probably. So let's just get started because this intro is probably like 5 minutes long and I don't like cutting out good stuff in my editing because I'm so humorous, you know what I mean? Friday, the 26th of March, 2009. I wrote a poem. It's called Smack. Let's read it. I stood there looking into the water. Then splash! I jumped off the boat, trying to keep afloat. Rhyme? Good job, Emma. Okay, the water was freezing and my teeth were chattering hard. I wish I was in front of the fire, playing the game Last Card. I heard lots of people yelling and the crashing of the waves. Then I saw some rocks towering over me like caves. Then smack, the world went black. I was 9 when I wrote that poem. I obviously knew what the game Last Card was. I remember whenever I lost, I always cried, so why not write a poem about it? No more from that. Now we're getting into the good ones, which is year 6. This was the story that I wanted to tell you guys about because this is when I started to write really, really depressing, cringy stories. This is called Down She Goes. Get ready for some full-on graphic fiction here, guys. Fear flushed through me as I jumped off the ship into the freezing water. Gasping for breath, I started to swim away from the enormous boat. I've never jumped off a sinking boat before. I will remember this forever. People were screaming and yelling, and the sea tasted like dead fish. The sea doesn't even taste like dead fish. What are you on about? The Wahine. Oh, so we obviously had to write about the Wahine disaster, which is a big New Zealand disaster about a ship that crashed into some rocks. The Wahine was on its side, and all I saw was my mum and dad stepping into the water. I swam for my life and didn't care if I was hurt or not. This is the most scariest thing in my life. My clothes were soggy and heavy, so it was very hard to swim. Then the waves got bigger, and I started heading for the rocks. Oh my gosh. All of a sudden, I got smashed into a rock. I clung onto it and saw the wharf nearby, but then a wave pushed me off the rock and I whacked my head on a smaller rock. I lay there still, floating in the sea. It literally says, I whacked my head on a smaller rock and lay there still, floating in the sea. And there's me jumping off the sinking ship. What a sad story. Here's one. It's called Shark Bait. I feel like this is going to be another sad story, so get ready. I was shaking with frustration as my life jacket clung onto the stiff metal pole. I looked up and saw my sister looking down at the slimy seaweed swishing and swaying around me. I unclipped my life jacket to see if that will make it let go of the pole, and finally it did. So obviously my life jacket was stuck on a pole of the ship or whatever. My sister was holding onto my hand and told me to jump off the tipping boat. Why is it always to do with shipwrecks? I don't understand. Jump off the tipping boat on 3. The enormous boat started to rock. I saw people falling off the boat and then I heard a sudden scream. Ah! Screamed a lady as she smacked into my shoulder. Graphic. Pain ran around the left side of my body as the lady bounced off me like a ping pong ball. Okay, Emma, you're like 10 years old here. How can an old lady ping off you? You're like 20 kgs. My hand slipped out of my sister's grasp and I fell into the freezing water with a big splash. The greeny blue made me feel tired and I felt like I was going to sleep. So practically the feeling of when you're about to die. But then an odd shape started heading towards me. And there's a picture of me and the odd shape, which is a shark. Okay, so here's another story that is not about a ship. Let's read it. The Viking disaster. Okay, I think this will have to be the last one because I'm just getting emotionally damaged. How can a 10-year-old girl be thinking this kind of stuff? Obviously me. My bad, thought Ebony as she was biking around the corner on a walking cliff. I forgot my lunch. Oh no, she didn't. Okay, in this story she better bite back and get her lunch because forgetting your lunch, that's like a big no-no. No wonder it's called the Viking disaster. Ebony thought of the mouth-watering ham and cheese sandwich. Oh, ham and cheese sandwich. Okay, I'm definitely having one of those after this. And the container of jelly beans. Best lunch ever, sitting on the bench at her house. Ebony was still thinking about her lunch and wasn't watching where she was going. Bad, Ebony, bad. When you bike, you always need to watch where you're going. But it was too late. Her bike crashed through the fence and she flew off the cliff and landed down below on the unstable rocky ledge. Is Ebony okay? She screamed with pain and then mostly all of her body went numb. I've definitely broken all the bones in my body, she thought, as she tried to move her fingers and toes. But whatever she tried to move, it always hurt like someone had shot her. Give me strength, guys. All of a sudden she heard a snuffling noise from above her head. She painfully looked up and there looking down at her were a giant pack of hungry wild dogs. Ebony tried counting them but they were so many she lost count, their sharp yellow teeth getting ready to bite. I don't even think we have wild dogs in New Zealand. So that is all for this week's videos. I hope you kind of enjoyed it. I don't know how I felt about it and I don't really want to think deeply about it, but let's just say I was a weird kid. Give this video a thumbs up, tell your friends about it, subscribe, all that stuff, and if I get to edit it on time you'll see it on YouTube. So long, farewell, I fear to say adieu. Don't do it, don't do it.
No.
That's enough Dan and Phil for today.